We have anyone who is a contested candidate who would like may have up to 2 minutes for an introduction, and then we will have the 3 Democratic candidates for the 8th Congressional District have a chance to introduce themselves.
Well, I'd also like to thank the League of Women Voters for this event tonight. I think it's a very good event, and I will tell you this, I've met all these people. We're not going to go wrong, whoever we elect up here. These are all good folks, and I like all of them. And I might have to work with them someday, so keep that in mind. I've been your commissioner now for 8 years. In the last 8 years, I think you know what's happened here in Darke County. We've had one heck of a good run. And that's not by accident, that's been by design. Right now in Darke County, we have some of the best elected officials and best people working here that we've ever had. And the best part is we work together as a team. When I was first elected, I promised to do 3 things: economic development, economic cooperation, and if it's broke, fix it. That's what we've done for the last 8 years. I see absolutely no reason to change that. My opponent chose not to show up tonight. That's unfortunate, because you have no idea what he wants to do, because I don't either, because he's never said anything. I'm telling you what I want to do. I want to stay on the same path we are now. Why change something that isn't broken? I'm going to be watching for the next 4 or 5 years, because sooner or later we're going to have a downturn. Right now in our office, we are preparing for that downturn. We're looking at where we can cut, what we can do, where we can slow things down. That's called being a good commissioner. And I can't do it alone. I do it because we got great people. The best people in West Central Ohio. This area is known throughout the state. Why do we want to change that? So when you go to the polls May the 8th, and November the 8th, whatever. When you go, think about what's happened here in Darke County so far. Our people are doing the job, and I want to be a part of that team. I'd like to stay there, and I would appreciate your vote on May the 8th. God bless you all, and thank you all very much. And remember, the people you vote for up here, I'm going to have to deal with.
The next candidate is, thank you, please hold your applause till they're all finished, thank you. Dr. Vanessa Enoch, Democratic candidate for the 8th Congressional District in the primary.
Sorry, it took me a little longer to get up here. I had a small injury on the way up here trying to put a yard sign in. Anyway, again, my name is Dr. Vanessa Enoch. I've been a resident of the 8th District in Westchester, Ohio for the past 15 years. I'm also a Buckeye, born and bred. I own a management company, and we also do public policy analysis. I grew up in a family where I learned good Christian values, such as love your neighbor as you love yourself, and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I'm a first-generation college graduate, and with the loss of my husband in 2009, as a single mother, I put one daughter through college, and I have one to go next year. I understand the real struggles of working families, especially as it relates to the cost of preparing our children for a productive future. My legislative priorities are education from preschool to college, healthcare, economic development, and job growth. The cost of education is already through the roof, and this current administration is trying to make it harder for our children and children from working families to attain an education. Our current Congress is similarly attacking public education for grades K through 12. I've lived in third world countries in Africa, and I can tell you that when there is no public education, it is the girls that suffer. I'm running for US Congress because I want to give voters a choice for real change this year. There's never been a woman representing the 8th District in US Congress. And the lack of women's representation is a significant problem, because the fact of the matter is, when there is substantive women's representation, women's legislation that supports women and children is passed. Last year alone, numerous bills that were introduced to support women and children never made it to the floor for a vote. My name again is Dr. Vanessa Enoch, and I'm asking for your vote on May 8th. You can learn more about my campaign and donate at enochforcongress.com. Thank you again.
And now, Matthew Guyette, again, 8th Democratic candidate for the 8th Congressional District.
Good evening, Greenville. My name's Matt Guyette. I'm running for Congress. Grew up in a small town in northern Connecticut. My parents had a small business. My dad made furniture and my mom ran the store. So growing up with that experience gave me a real appreciation for personal responsibility, duty, doing the right thing. In fact, I think some of the things that motivate me are personal responsibility, family values, fiscal restraint, law and order, and free markets. And that's, of course, why I'm running as a Democrat. That was a joke for you guys. On the topic of abortion, as a Catholic, I find abortion really abhorrent. But I think my approach is different from my colleagues over here. They want to use big government to prevent people from having an abortion once they're already pregnant. My approach is to make contraception possible, sex education, to make sure there are homes available for children to be adopted if the mother wants to give them up. I think as far as fiscal restraint and law and order, all you have to do is look at Washington, D.C. to know that we're headed in the wrong direction. We have a bloated federal budget that was just passed by Republicans in the House and signed by Donald Trump, ensuring trillion-dollar deficits every year into the foreseeable future. As far as jobs, I think we're on the right track here, but we need to make sure that we have good paying jobs here in this country. What's happened since 1980, a lot of the good paying jobs have moved overseas. And while unemployment's very low right now, a lot of those jobs don't pay very much and some of them don't have any benefits. I'm completely against privatization of schools or privatization of the VA. I think robbing those important institutions so that people can make money off the government is the wrong direction to take. My name is Matt Guyette. My website is guyetteforcongress.com, and I hope you'll remember me when you go to vote. Thank you.
And our third Democratic candidate for the 8th Congressional District, Ted Jones.
Well, thank you all for being here tonight. Yes, I'm one of the Jones boys. I live in just on the other side of Pickwa, so I'm next to Matthew. I'm probably one of the more local people here. We're faced with a lot of issues, but I firmly believe that we can solve them, and solve them together. I've had a career in manufacturing that spans 35 years of progressive leadership in organized labor and positions that have led to senior management levels in the companies that I worked for or managed. I know how to run a business, and I know how to bring people together to solve problems and to get things done. I have an appreciation for when they say about efficiencies in government and in business, because that is the thrust of what all business owners do. They look for where the inefficiencies are and cut them out, because they go directly to the bottom of the bottom line. Am I right? So Republicans and Democrats can agree on something. I'm a military veteran. I served in 4 years of active duty in the United States Coast Guard. I graduated from Penn State University's Industrial Management Program and attended Defiance College in Defiance, Ohio. When I talk with people in the district, I hear concerns and identify frustrations. What people are asking for is change and a little bit better representation in Congress. And if elected, I intend to provide it. One day we will all face realities of dealing with healthcare costs. But I believe that we can make improvements in our healthcare system that will benefit all. We can overcome our opioid and heroin epidemic that's ravaging our district, and I believe that we can find workable solutions on gun gun violence. Again, my name is Ted Jones, and I thank you very much for being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming and for submitting your questions, and I apologize if yours did not get asked. But again, please ask the candidates afterwards. Again, thanks to Bach to Rock for the sound system, even the sound system that was falling over. The American Legion for use of their facility. Business and Professional Women's for providing the runners and all of the league members for their job. And Greenville Public Access TV and our high school student for recording it, and Greenville Police Department for having a presence here. This program will be broadcast on Channel 5, and we will put it in the local media 13 different times, starting on April 29th for that whole week. 13 different time slots, and we have those here, but I will get those to the paper. And we hope everyone drives safely and votes on May 8th. Thank you very much.
I wasn't in the middle. I think we're